everyone, welcome to the Support the Spectrum channel. Today we're going to be talking about what is the best way to travel with a neurodivergent person. We are taking trips this summer, we are going from point A to point B, and our neurodivergent loved ones absolutely deserve to come with us, but how can we make sure that they feel safe, affirmed, and protected? Well, let's get right into it. The first thing you're going to do is reach out to any airline, cruise ship, hotel, activity or excursion provider. Call those companies and ask them, what ADA accommodations do they provide? We're hoping they provide things like early boarding and quiet spaces. We're also hoping that their workers are trained to work with neurodivergent people. So make sure you do that first. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take virtual tours of the airport on YouTube, virtual tours of whatever excursion you're doing on YouTube. You can find almost everything on YouTube these days. But the reason that you want to do this with your neurodivergent loved one is because you are making things as predictable as possible for them. The most dysregulating thing about traveling for a neurodivergent person is the fact that so many hurdles are unpredictable. And I shouldn't even say that's exclusive to neurodivergent people because let's be honest, we have all been dysregulated by a flight cancellation or a delay. It's a common part of traveling that we have to get used to. But if we can prepare that neurodivergent person as much as possible with what they are to expect, then we can almost guarantee that their nervous system will be calmed, affirmed, and relaxed, even though we can't guarantee that everything will be on time. You can even look up and talk about the whole process of getting screened. Obviously, you go through TSA. You might also have to go through metal detectors when you're getting on a cruise, for instance, or when you're getting into a hotel, that check-in process. Those are all things that are available online for free and will make that person feel a lot more prepared to do those things. In the same breath, when we're talking about looking up and becoming exposed to different types of travel experiences, we also want to promote autonomy as much as we can. So make sure that you are giving that neurodivergent person the space to create the decisions that they can. Choose the activities they want to do. Choose when they are allowed to take their break times. Choose what type of supports to bring. So you are including them in the decision making. What snacks should we bring? What items should we bring? What activities should we do? What room do you want to stay in? Things like that. When you are making these decisions and watching these videos, make sure that you are providing as much visual support as possible. So you might be writing things down or you might have individual photos of the certain choices they can make. Visual support will really help with the ease into newness and exciting adventure. Oh, another choice they can make is choosing where they want to sit on the airplane. Sometimes that does cost an additional fee. If you have the means to do it, I would highly recommend it because it is exciting, or at the very least affirming for that neurodivergent person to pick where they're going to be on the plane, on the bus, in the cruise. It gives them a bit of buy-in into the experience so that when they are boarding the plane, they know, okay, well, I chose 38D, so that's where I'm going. I instinctively chose a seat that is all the way in the back because that's usually where I sit. While we're on the same vein of talking about decision making, we also want them to make their own choices with the items that they bring. And we do want to bring as many sensory and regulation items as possible. The experience of walking through an airport in itself can be extremely dysregulating. You have people talking over the overcom, of course, people chatting with each other. You have the sounds of the machines when you're going through TSA. You have the bright fluorescent lights everywhere. Oh my gosh, fluorescent lights are terrible. You also have the experience of being very crowded, so people are very close to you. We're not really following the 6 feet of space anymore rule. And so maybe that individual will want to bring a mask to breathe their own air. Maybe they will want to bring sunglasses to protect their eyes. Of course, noise canceling headphones, I would recommend that any day of the week. They also might want to bring their favorite book. They might want to bring compression pads, some deep pressure weighted vests or weighted lap pads, different types of fidget items. We also want to make sure that person has access to their favorite TV shows, music, podcasts, whatever it is they like to consume media-wise, and you want to make sure that you have enough storage to hold many, many, many episodes of whatever it is, because there might be delays. There might be more downtime than you expect there to be. So just making sure that they have a regulation comfort program to consume is really important. Oh yeah, they might want to bring things like a travel pillow or a blanket. They might want to bring things like chewable jewelry or fidget jewelry, all things to consider. I recently saw a video of someone making a Lego on a long flight. That could be something that'd be really good. A Lego structure to bring, or a puzzle, something that takes a while to complete. Okay, the next travel tip I'm going to give you is so important. If you are traveling through an airline, go to the information desk and ask for a sunflower lanyard. The sunflower lanyard was specifically created for people that have invisible disability, but of course, people with visible disability can get it as well. It is just a way to signal to staff that this person requires accommodations, and those accommodations do depend airport to airport. Sometimes you are able to get private screenings and skip lines. You are able to board early. You might have special access to quiet rooms or sensory-friendly rooms. I live in the Philadelphia area, and I do know that in the Philadelphia area, their quiet room in the Philadelphia airport, their quiet room is between terminals D and E. Pretty easy to find and accessible to anybody with the sunflower lanyard. Now, something that should not be an issue, but unfortunately could be, is that there might be people questioning certain diagnoses or giving you a tough time about getting accommodations. I really hope to goodness that is not the case, but just in case, you do want to have a binder or a folder of all the documentation of diagnoses, your doctors, the contact information to those doctors, specifying the certain accommodations and needs that they have. And this is just to protect you and your neurodivergent loved one. I am so sorry that can even be your reality, but unfortunately it is. So we did talk about setting up as much predictability as possible for your neurodivergent loved one traveling. And another way we can do that is by doing a sort of mock travel day. If you have the time and the means, it might be a good idea to physically drive to the airport or boat or location of travel, wherever you guys are going, and just show them what the experience will be like that day. You also may want to provide them with a scannable QR code. Now, they could wear that code and it could send somebody to all the information they need to know about an individual, who they are, where they're from, what type of disability they have, what is their diagnosis, what kinds of needs supports do they have, if something is happening, if they are exhibiting a certain behavior, what that person should do. This will definitely help if someone gets lost. I really hope that doesn't happen, but it is a good way for someone who is especially non-speaking or minimally speaking and shuts down in a dysregulated situation but gets put into a freeze response to still be able to get help. In the same vein, you might want to start translating certain common phrases: help, please, I am, my diagnosis is, overwhelmed, break. Start to translate those words or phrases into the language of your destination. Let's say you're going to Italy, you might want to program those Italian words into the device or have printouts of those Italian words so that anybody else could understand what that person is experiencing as well. And then let's talk about sensory predictability as well. You can request rooms that are away from noisy things like ice machines, or maybe at a more isolated part of the hallway. You can take flights or take excursions that are at less traffic times, like really early flights or really late flights. Less traffic, less people at those times might really help with that sensory need. Also, another great suggestion is packing your own sheets for wherever you're staying. So at least there is some sameness in the feeling of being in bed. I hope you guys have the best time traveling. Please leave in the comments below your experience or any questions you have with this. You can also visit my website www.support-the-spectrum.com. Go under the Contact Us tab to send me a message, request a consultation to figure out exactly what we can do to help your neurodivergent loved one travel. And thank you so much for watching this video. Share with people who need it, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.